Right. He was actually a friend who we went to the same secondary school, sorry, primary school, which is literally just in front of our houses. So our houses were like his house was down the road. My house is on a corner piece.
Mm.
His house is down the road on the other side, and the school is kind of like in the middle. So we're kind of the kids that literally just wake up in the morning across the words to school, right?
Yeah.
So he came over to say hello because some way somehow, even though he went to another secondary school, he was actually quite familiar with people in my secondary school because he would come for summer school
Yeah.
in my secondary school.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we also reconnected, and you guys are literally just waiting to get into school.
Yeah, no, I know
And
that period.
another thing that really happened that was really interesting was the estate I stayed in at the time was one of those estates where literally everybody's child went to that great
That
secondary
school.
school that is
Yeah.
around at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
like that set, like so everybody we all knew each other. I was, go to this person's house tomorrow,
Yeah.
chill here,
Mm-hmm.
and the likes. So he came over, we're talking, gisting, and the likes. We're outside. And then my grandmother noticed that, oh, I was outside. All she knew was I was outside with a friend. She didn't know it was a guy. And eventually, I think he was about to come into the house. And then he greeted and everything. And then I was like, oh, we'll meet my friend.
Mm.
So. And she's like, oh, okay. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. That passed. So when he left, she calls me and she's like,
Mm.
so,
Imagine.
she comes and she's like, that's who is that young man? Now like he's my friend now. We went to primary school together, blah blah blah. He stays down the road. She's like, your friend.
Just like that.
That when did boys and girls
That
become friends?
place.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He's my friend. And she's like, that's a guy and a girl, friends. Okay, oh, that kind of thing. And I think, growing up over time from then on,
Mm.
I'd seen more cases and more scenarios where people will talk about men and women and how you can't really be just friends.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
now we're not even talking about the best friend situation. That one
Mm.
is even
Another
that one
level.
is even another level. But just generally speaking about how, especially when you're in uni or the older you get, you do have friends. You do make friends in the workspace.
Yeah.
You network with people. You meet different people every day.
Yeah.
You meet other people through your friends, and the likes. So can men and women ever just be friends? Now, typically, I have always been of the opinion that men and women can just be friends and there will be nothing extra in between going on. But I kind of feel like these days when I think about, when I look back and I try to look at the handwriting on the wall again,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong, but how do you feel about this?
Okay, to answer the question first, can men and women just be friends? The answer is yes. But there are different levels to it and there are boundaries. So, if you have a guy and a girl just friends, there has to be some kind of definition as to what this is. Even though, even though boundaries can be crossed without you even knowing that
Yeah, because
boundaries are crossed. Oh,
I was going to say, when you said definition, I was going to we go about our relationships and friendships, especially with our generation.
yeah.
People start dating without
Without even
communicating
knowing that they are
anything. Do you
dating. I
understand?
know.
And then things just evolve from there.
That's why I said boundaries can be
Okay.
crossed even without. This thing is not black and white, right? There are gray lines. So because I mean, you have people that are just friends with guys normally without anything happening. But you see, the way this life is, the way human beings are, the more time you spend with somebody, the more you get to know them, the more comfortable you become with them, and feelings start to grow.
That has never happened to me. And I will tell you something. I am the one person who, number one, I'm the one person who I have friends who are ladies.
Mm,
I love my girls. I love friends who are ladies. But I probably would say I kind of have more guys
as
who as
friends.
friends because everything with guys is easy. They don't have drama, they don't
Mm,
have unnecessary
I
issues,
know.
things like that. even though I still have my friends who are ladies, right? So for someone who's had always had friends who are guys, I have never ever felt any type of way about a friend who is a guy
How often?
in that
that was what I
not
said.
very
Like
often.
on a daily.
Okay, maybe not on a daily, but yeah, not on a daily, but often. Yes,
Okay, often.
I've had
Yeah, I have friends
that
like that too.
friend
Often is good.
who we would see often. Oh, something's happening here. Oh, there's a movie showing somewhere. Oh, we
Yeah,
should see it.
often is good.
Oh, or there's a festival somewhere, or
Yeah.
there's a food thing going on. Yeah, let's hang out. Call
I
up a
mean,
couple of other friends,
the
and
kind
we'll
of
all
friend I'm
show and
talking
hang out.
about is okay, so you guys are just friends, and then every day you see, every other day you hang
No,
out.
no, no, no,
That one.
no.
But yeah,
I don't think that
of course,
qualifies. I think both of you, if you guys are seeing each other every day, then
that
you guys should already
just
know that
define
you guys are
exactly.
not friends
But for
anymore.
as for guys and girls being just friends, yes, they
Okay,
can be
so
just friends.
I'm gonna take a quick message. This one is by D Don King on Instagram, who said, "Hello, smooth." Okay, something about the transmission and only the same during the Casbah session. You know what? We are going to look into this, and we're gonna, try to address that. But thank you very much for bringing that to our attention. We also have Ade, the smooth talker, who says, until a man learns to see women beyond being mere objects of sexual satisfaction, he'll never be able to access the treasury of greatness that
Yeah.
lies in the possession of the female folk. Personally, I have gained immensely from being just friends with females. It's actually more rewarding than, you know what. And he also puts out three smileys laughing really
Yeah.
hard.
I actually agree with that. I actually agree with that.
Okay, so
100%.
remember guys, you can definitely join the conversation on Twitter and on Instagram. On Instagram we are smooth981. On Twitter we are smooth981fm. Okay, please remember to do that. We are going to go on a quick break right now, and when we return we'll be taking more of your comments. Remember to drop a comment on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981.
So for me, there's another level to this, right? To save man and woman.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're working on it outside.
Okay. So man and woman is just it's kind of generic. How about how about a married man and a single lady?
No, don't let me break my watch phone.
Married man and a single lady.
Okay, it's been fixed. See why you should say these things out loud sometimes. You
You know what
make
I'm talking about?
yeah the
You
comments.
understood?
Yeah, thanks. You make these things open so they know that we are human beings here too.
I thought he was talking about the this thing. Khadijah, don't scatter
Do
my
you know all these
brain.
things are on
So
YouTube?
put
Where's this? There's no stopper.
Every single thing is on
Even
YouTube.
last week,
Yes.
like the whole thing was.
Is that
Khadijah,
the
should I
plan?
put a stopper
No, it's not
after
the
this
plan.
after this
Put a
Casbah?
stopper after
Okay.
Casbah. There's a place behind. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so how about a married man and a single lady?
No, please. We already know that once you get married,
We don't
like
have
I
a
said,
bed
But
for
some
this
men don't
show.
know that.
this is the bed now. Kuliayo.
But it's not playing because
It is clean. This is it off. It's because you're not using headphones.
Where the music is.
okay, guys, we're going in. We're going in 15 seconds.
When you get married, like that's what I was talking about. That we'll hang out and stuff. Once I got my car, once I started dating seriously, do you understand?
Hello,
that
ladies.
came to an end. Yes, producer.
Okay.
The Casbah on Smooth.
Your headphones.
And we are back, City of Lagos. It is Soul Sisters of the Casbah today, and we are looking at the topic: can men and women ever be just friends? In quotes.
Mhm.
That is what we're talking about. Now, we are not even looking into the whole idea of best friends, because those guys are on another level
They're
entirely.
deceiving themselves.
Another level entirely. But we're talking about when you meet a person who's a guy or a lady, either you meet them by yourself or you meet them through a friend, school, work,
Yeah.
introductions, whatever. Can they ever just be friends, or will it be a situation where one person will have feelings for the other person and they're not even aware of it? Or just generally speaking, can they ever just be friends without at least one of them having something for the other?
that I cannot say 110% because most I have seen one starts generating some kind of emotion for the other without the other person knowing.
Realizing, yeah.
Yes, that one happens
Well,
on a
You know,
steady.
another thing I noticed is because I did mention earlier, that number one, I'm one of the few people, okay, not few, one of the people um, who typically would be friends with guys, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I think I only noticed very rare occasions where I'll be like, okay, this person probably has something going on, and then I begin to retreat. Like, okay, maybe we should hang out. I'm like, no, no, no. You know what? I think I'm busy or
Uh,
something. And then, yeah, begin to set those
boundaries,
boundaries
exactly.
there, right? But for the most part, looking back now, I kind of feel like a lot of those people were probably trying to hit on me.
But because you've now become
Yeah, but
too close,
because
like a
exactly,
sister.
and I see them
Yeah.
like, oh, this person is my pal, this person is my friend. I don't see them in that light,
Yeah.
or I have already set boundaries. Then they retreat. They realize, okay, this person is not opening up that space for
Friend zone.
something to happen, right?
Yeah.
And then they probably just stick to, okay, we're friends, right? We know each other, we're friends, yeah. So I think I've only had one occasion where one person tried to come out with it, but I didn't even let you get to that point. I already shut things down.
Were you irritated?
I was irritated
Yes.
because I did see the person as a brother.
Brother, yeah, right.
And for the most part, it kind of sounds cliche, but that is exactly how I could not see that person any other way. I
You see,
really couldn't.
my own take is that you hardly, it's not like it's not possible, right? But you hardly ever find a situation whereby both of them are just platonic friends without one of them having something for the other. It's difficult. It happens, but more often than not, I think one of them just starts having,
Derails.
yes, the derail from the ideal.
And
So
another thing I'm going to talk about though, I'm gonna quickly address the comment which was dropped by D Don King on Instagram earlier about the transmission. So that has been resolved. I hope it sounds a lot better where you are right now. But thank you very much for that observation. Remember, if you'd like to drop your comments, feel free to do so via WhatsApp 0809 4440981, tweet at smooth981fm. Please drop your comments on Instagram. Smooth981 is who we are. And hey, check us out on YouTube. We are Smooth981 as well. So yes, still talking about, can men and women ever be just friends? Itohan, I really do agree with you that it's possible,
yeah.
but just as Ade the smooth talker mentioned, until guys stop seeing women as, sensual objects, right? Or yeah, they would never really be able to see you in that sphere of, oh, this person is just my friend. I can relate to this person as just as a human being, like I would relate to a guy
in as much
who
as
is my friend.
in as much as I agree with what he said, you see, these things just happen. You don't wake up one morning and say, oh, okay, I'm going to start having feelings for this my very, very good girlfriend or male friend. It doesn't work like that. Like I said, the more time you spend with somebody, it could just be your colleague, it could be your neighbor, it could be your class, something like, the more time you spend with the person, it doesn't have to be every day. It could be even once a month, but you guys still communicate over the phone, you guys chat, you guys are just in touch. It just happens. Nobody ever plans these things. It just happens. And you know what even makes it better? You were friends, right? Like, you have a very strong relationship as a friend, and strong relationships are built on friendships, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So it just happens, and then it transcends into something more romantic. So I'm not really going to um I'm actually a bit on the fence here, Sha.
No, I don't think they do. For me, I'm no longer on the fence. I think for me, I have transitioned from, yes, men and women can just be friends.
They
and
can be
nothing will
friends,
happen.
but I
But
think
now
there are
that I
some.
think about it, I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I'm really not sure. And I think it comes mostly from the part of the guys, because it's either they've developed feelings for you, or they are hitting on you and they're trying to see if there's a chance to get in there.
Or
So
probably
it's
they've
now
been
up to you as the lady to set boundaries. So if they're into you, they're really into you, and they probably have to really come after you and let them know that, okay, I
yeah, this
really
is
like
it.
you. Not they're just trying to get in there
Yeah.
and get out.
But sometimes, but for me, I actually think that, when a guy is just your friend, he gets to know you.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to know you with your hair down. He gets to know you
Yes,
without your makeup on. He gets to
exactly.
see every part of you. Do you understand? And when
Mm-hmm.
he sees all those, he gets to see how vulnerable you are. He gets to see you in a whole, he gets to see all the dimensions of you
Yeah,
without
exactly.
any pretense. I think that's
Exactly.
the point where sometimes they start to consider that
Coming
maybe,
out with it.
yeah, that maybe this thing can actually be more than, because for every successful marriage has its basis on friendship, right? You have to be friends.
Most.
Okay,
I
well,
think that's a topic for another day, because I am of the opinion that we had a good number of us had parents who were not in love or friends when they
yeah,
got
that's
married,
true, Sha.
but eventually,
It grew over time.
and I
Yeah,
guess
it grew over
quite
time.
a number of them were successful. So
Yeah.
that friendship thing might not necessarily work for everybody. That's a topic for another day. I'm going to take this one by Omolulu, who says it is very possible for a man and a woman to just be friends. Defining the relationship is key. This is very important,
Exactly, yeah.
so as not to cause unnecessary misunderstanding. The relationship can be professional regarding work and business. Thank you, Lulu. We have Brian, who says, speaking on the topic of the day, I think it's very possible for people with the of the
Opposite
opposite
sex.
sex to just be friends. But again, it is important to know that there is a natural force of attraction between
Exactly.
the opposite sex.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be friends with the opposite sex,
Mm-hmm.
then you must be ready to deal with the challenges of natural, laws of attraction
Yes.
between them. So I believe it is possible, but it has to be well defined and controlled
Yeah.
to manage the cause. uh well, basically to manage it due to the natural
Yes.
force of
Yes.
attraction.
Yes.
So yes, thank you very much, Brian, for sending that in as well. Man, I really, because I kind of feel like we have guys who are like even like now talking about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, we have David Adam on Twitter who also says, of course they can. Okay. Let's see. We have Charles Chidozie on Twitter who says, I'm also one of those people who have more female friends than male friends. I also think it's really interesting to see life from a female's point of view. If you guys are trying to suggest something, I'm not interested. Yes, we can be just friends.
Yeah.
Chidozie, I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, I don't even know what you mean by if we're trying to suggest something else.
Maybe
But
if we're trying to say otherwise, that they can't
oh,
be friends, I
well,
guess.
see, that's exactly what we're trying to figure out, Chidozie. That's what we're trying to figure out as well. If men and women can really just be friends. But guess what? We have another quick break to attend to, and we'll be back shortly.
See, this thing, from my own personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
I've had guys that I've been friends with,
That
and
was supposed to start by.
it was not until like maybe years later.
There's a time. Sorry,
Yes.
there's a time check by 2 o'clock, so we have to finish before 2.
Welcome to the Nelson Mandela Capture Site. Welcome to the Cape Town Jazz Festival. Welcome to the Midlands. Welcome to East London. Welcome to Soweto.
I need to stop her.
With 54 million welcoming South Africans, all eager to make your holiday that much more inviting, allow us to indulge you with all our favorite sights and sounds. Visit southafrica.net to discover more. South Africa, inspiring new ways. World music.
We started this concept of
So we're just going to round up quickly and call it today. Maybe we actually need 1 hour for the show.
Yeah, you
Ladies.
you actually do.
The Casbah, your love music, love life station. Smooth 98.1.
And we are back once again on Soul Sister. It's a Friday afternoon. I've got my Soul Sister Itohan with me in the studio today. And we've been at it regarding this topic for today, which is, can men and women ever just be friends? For me, I think I'm beginning to realize that in as much as we say, yes, it's possible, and a part of me really feels like it is possible. I think it's just, I don't know. I think with the laws of attraction, there's so many things going on in there that I don't know, because in most cases, especially in my situation, I feel like all the times it happened, I wasn't interested. But thankfully, I was able to be the type of person who would always have boundaries
Yeah.
right from time. My no is my no, my
And my
yes
yes,
is my
yeah.
yes. And there were certain things that certain levels people could not cross with me.
Yep.
So it did discourage a lot of people who were just trying to hit on me at the time. But
Mhm.
I kind of feel like some of those people who tried to hit on me at the time still stayed friends with me regardless.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So boundaries are important in order to disallow
To
things
just stay
that
friends.
exactly,
Yeah.
to just stay friends and disallow things that would ruin things.
Right. Yeah.
And for the people who maybe developed feelings, it did make me feel uncomfortable.
I think it's a case of what I ordered and what I got. Because it's true now. You actually expected this person to be just friends, and then suddenly,
Yeah.
360, I start sending you.
They're giving you much more than
Ah.
you bargained for.
Yeah.
Okay, so Esteban Austin says, while men and women can be friends, it is difficult for the relationship to be entirely platonic.
Exactly.
Our genetics simply drive our attraction to the opposite sex. The likelihood that at least one party is drawn to the other sexually is very high,
Very.
regardless of whether or not anything ever comes of it. This is the reason jealousy and infidelity exists.
And you know what I've noticed also? This also leads to the case of where you're in a relationship with someone that is not even aware that you're in a relationship with him or
Yes,
her.
or her.
Do you get it?
Sure,
Because you guys
go
are so
ahead.
close, you do everything together, and you just assume that this person is your better half.
Mm.
Whereas they are looking at somebody else,
They
and
are
then when
looking
you
at-
see wedding invitation, you be like,
You become
but I
so sad.
thought, yes. You be like, but I thought there was,
Okay. So this one here is by Oprah_Coco on Instagram, who says someone said yes they can if the guy has been friend zoned. Well, typically that's what tends to happen.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
that's what guys don't like to hear, especially when the aim was to hit on you in the first place. True. But hey, I think it's okay for guys and ladies to just be friends. I think, we need to encourage that some more, because if you can be friends with your guys or your girls without expecting too much from
Anything.
them, you should be able to be friends with. Because, it's at the end of the day, the way I say it, it's about what you can gain from each other, knowledge, information, opportunities, a lot of things as well.
Well, in as much as I agree, like you said, things happen. Things just happen. Things that you
Oh,
don't plan
so-
for just happen. So, well, I guess you just go with the flow.
Go with the
Anyway,
flow.
Go with the flow and live your life.
Hopefully you find someone who likes you back, and if the
Abi.
person doesn't like you, please
Move on.
move on. I guess we'll just stick to that. And remember, guys, boundaries. Always set boundaries.
Yep.
Even as a guy, please, it's important for you to set
And
set
don't do
boundaries.
and for guys, don't do things that will make the girl
Send the wrong signals.
exactly.
Sure.
You're coming from work, you buy her food. You travel, you buy her. Women are drawn to care, attention. Once you start caring so much,
I mean, you could do it, but not too much.
not too much,
unnecessarily.
exactly. Yes,
Please,
don't give
I'm
her
still
too much.
expecting birthday
Give her
gifts.
too
I'm
much
already-
attention.
I'm already expecting birthday gifts for next year, so please, I just say don't buy gift though.
Please,
Hey,
but
not
just
too
do it
much.
with sense.
All right, guys, this is where we come to the end of Soul Sisters today. Please keep the conversation going on Twitter, on Instagram as well. My Instagram handle and Twitter handle is the Khadijah. It's that simple. TheKhadweejah for Itohan.
My Instagram handle is @sweetpito, sweetpito. I'm not really active on Twitter, so don't bother.
Well, that's all for now. And of course, later on, it will be time for Destinations on the Casbah. We've got some more great tunes coming up, as well as Golden Oldies. Stick around. And for your kind of music, and my
I think 1 hour will do.
1
I think
hour,
1 hour will do,
right?
yes.
If we can stretch it, that would be super. But we just
Very.
need to figure out the timing. Hey Eddie, meet Itohan.
Hi.
Itohan, this is Eddie. Eddie is in charge of travel culture for destinations. That's the next segment coming up if you get the chance to listen. And if you're looking for, maybe you want to go on holiday